Diamond B Sports presents the American Sports Cavalcade. A panorama of speed, color, drama, and excitement. The American Sports Cavalcade.
The Sim Racing Authority Double A Gen 6 series came to Homestead, Miami looking the top. What was a wild race for the SRA Xfinity series. And after his upset win of the title in that series, Femi Olat had another incentive. If he could win this championship, he would get a $100 bonus winning both titles. But guys like Bobby Zalinski, Derek Bordeaux, Connor Anton, Alex Peck, and David Schutt all wanted a piece of that title as the series came to the season finale. Early on, it was Derek Bordeaux who was the pole sitter, leading very early on over Bobby Zalinski and Femi Olat on a track that was definitely tricky for everyone out there as the field would start to scramble and settle into their positions. On lap number 6, Luis Salmasto got squirrely out of turn 4, would overcorrect, and Nathan Dunas had nowhere to go and plowed into the right side of the Budweiser Chevrolet. Both of their nights would be over and the first yellow would come out on lap number 6. On lap 12, Derek Bordeaux would get the jump on Bobby Zalinski and Femi Olat, and those front two cars would break away from the rest of the field, as those two were basically the two cars to beat all night long. Fast forwarding to lap number 18 in the middle of this green flag run, Femi Olat, who was going for the $100 bonus, was starting to fall back just a little bit. Here we see David Schutt, who was another one among the chasers who's in the mix. He would get by as well as Caleb Eisenhower, and it looked like for the most part that $100 bonus would be a very, very long shot for the driver of the Pepsi Max number 11 machine. Another key story was tire management, as evident in lap 31 and 32. Tyler Ducharme was up in 6th place momentarily, but he would start to fall backwards as Bobby Cheney would get by, and then later on he would also get passed by Femi Olat, who was at the time then saving his tires, and Ducharme was going backwards in a hurry. He was desperately looking for either a pit stop now or a yellow to come out. And later on, he would get that wedge as on lap 34. Caleb Eisenhower gets loose out of turn 4, spins out in the inside grass. He would lock it down the front straightaway. Luckily, no one would hit him, and the yellow would come out for the second time. A key moment in the race would happen in pit stops, lap 36. Bobby Zalinski would overshoot his pit stall. He would have to back up and then get service done to his number 5 Ford, but it would cost him dearly as he would drop from the number 2 spot all the way down to 8th place, and he knew he had an uphill battle to climb if he was to salvage this week and get at least one championship after losing the Xfinity Series title. Later on, lap 41 after the restart, Connor Anton, another one of those chasers, would get loose out of turn 2, spin to the inside grass. He would hold on and not hit anything, but however, no caution would come out since he was on the inside, well off of the racing surface. Lap 47, Bobby Zalinski trying to make up for that pit road mistake. Here we see passing David Schutt for the number 3 spot, and eventually he would get up to second place Chance Crum and would pass him as well, but he was a long ways back from trying to catch the guy who had been dominating the race, that being Derek Bordeaux. And then speaking of Derek Bordeaux, as the race continued along in his green flag line, he was leading every lap to this point and had nearly a 3-second lead on the rest of the field, but he knew that this race was far, far from over and that anything can happen here in the SRA series, especially with a track that was not the best to begin with and cars that are having a lot of handling issues. On to lap 60 and problems for David Schutt. He would get loose in turn 1. Dirt tracks it and saves it, but he would lose spots to Femi Olat and Tyler Ducharme. while he was trying to recover from that, here came the sixth of a returning driver, Nick Northrup. He would hook David Shutt, and Shutt would get squirrely, but luckily, he would save it. And now while that was going on, Ariadne, who was up in the top 5, would get loose out of turn 4, did an incredible job to save the car and not get hit, and no yellow would come out. Then later, lap 86, after green flag pit stops, Nicholas Caressel got too high out of turn 2, loses the back end, and spins on the back straightaway. He would avoid damage, but the yellow would come out for the 3rd time. Then we fast forward to after the pit stops on lap 90. During the pace laps, a bizarre incident would happen with David Shutt and Chance Crum. Shutt inadvertently drives up and hits the back of Crum. Both would have damage, but both would continue on. They start lap 92. Femi Olat tried to time the start, but got held up by Bobby Zalinski. David Shutt would split the middle of him and Chance Crum. Crum would get the better of that exchange, and he would take over the number 4 spot. And while that was all going on, Tyler Ducharme would take the 2nd spot away from Bobby Zalinski, as he was playing the role of spoiler for Zalinski and his championship hopes. Fast forward into lap 101, and more problems for David Shutt. As Femi Olat tried to go free wide on him and Ariadne, he clips Shutt, sends Shutt flying into Ariadne. Both get sideways. Ariadne hits the wall, gets in the Shutt. Both of them would spin out, and that would be a yellow number 4 on lap 101. Then as the field came in for pit stops on lap 103, Tyler Ducharme and Femi Olat would both get great pit stops. Ducharme would come out in the lead, and it looked like Olat was back in the fight for the $100 bonus, but he gets a speeding penalty, and his good fortune took a nasty turn. He was at the fall all the way to the back of the lead lap cars. Then we go to the restart lap 106, and mayhem would ensue. Ducharme would get the jump on Derek Bordeaux and Bobby Zalinski, but he would get sideways out of turn 2. Everyone takes evasive action. Bordeaux comes right in front of Zalinski. Chance Crum would make it free wide for the lead, and eventually Ducharme would get ahead of Bordeaux, and Crum on the outside would get loose and almost hit Zalinski, and Caleb Eisenhower had to check up as all mayhem was breaking loose behind him. And then the very next lap, there was even more chaos. In lap 107, Eisenhower would get loose out of turn 2. David Shutt then at the one. He goes into the grass. They were free wide, almost 4 wide among the middle of the pack, as Shutt would then slide in front of Eisenhower, then get into Caden Henry, and everyone was just scrambling. After things finally calmed down, we go all the way to lap 108, as Derek Bordeaux would fly past Tyler Ducharme and take the lead right back from him, and Zalinski was still in hot pursuit trying to catch him. Then after things did finally calm down, we go all the way to 135. Femi Olat, Chance Crum, Bobby Cheney, and David Shutt all having a bit of a good scrap for 4th place, and they were fighting ill-handling cars, and Olat would get squirrely under Chance Crum. And this will be the only real battle throughout the rest of the way, as it was very calm up at the very front of the field. As the man called the Dard, Derek Bordeaux, was cruising along, and as the last one eventually wind down to the final laps, Derek Bordeaux, who had come so close so many times in his SRA career, finally wins his first SRA championship and wins at the Homestead Miami Speedway. The final results: Derek Bordeaux wins the race and the championship. Bobby Zalinski was second. Tyler Ducharme, Femi Olat, Bobby Cheney was the top 5. Chance Crum, David Shutt, Ariadne, Caleb Eisenhower, and Justin Gable, who started 19th, clawed up to 10.